Okay, this is my quick recording on using Tinkercad, not Tutorcad, Tinkercad. Uh, it's free. I've tried to use Rhino before, and I've tried to use Blender, but they're very sophisticated, and it takes a long time to sit down and try to learn to read it. So I tried Tinkercad, and I've been using it ever since. I have an Ender 3 printer, and I can print my own prints. I can go to Thingiverse and look at a whole bunch of neat ones, but you know, to really learn your mind and get it going, working, it's good to have your own designs. So I'm going to show you some basic stuff I know with this and hope it helps you. So I'm pulling off a cylinder. You can see here anything with a circle on it. If you increase the sides, it's a lot rounder, it's a lot smoother. You should try to do that as often as you can. Uh, Here's a work plane, and so this is going to be, say you exported it right now as STL, it's going to just print this little cube, which is going to be 20 by 20 by 20 millimeters. And when you start this up, you can change this setting here. I got mine set at millimeters. So say you put it right there. So that's 10 on each one. It's 20 millimeters. You can even bring out a ruler and see it's saying it's 20 and 20 and 20 high. What's neat about the ruler, you can move it around and see, okay, you're 13 and 13 away. It can help you make measurements and add things to it, add things with more detail. So that's really cool. I'm just going to try to kill this. So make sure when you save or export your thing, you didn't have a file out here, a print object out here. I've done that before where I saved my file, but I forgot that I had something way out here because I moved it out here, but then it wasn't there in the middle when I exported it and sliced it. So the 3D printer freaks out, it doesn't know what to do, so it'll stop, it won't work. So make sure everything goes on your work plane. This basically means this is your print bed with Ender 3 or whatever printer you're using. So I'm going to take this and see, this has got to pull up and it tells you the thing. You can go back down to 0. Now it's back down to 0. You can rotate it this way, but that's not going to do anything good with the cylinder. Okay, and so let's rotate this 90 because I want it to go sideways. Okay, so let's copy it and paste it. So now I got a duplicate. Move this one out here. We want to keep this, well, let's make it 20, okay, but let's make it on the width, let's say 16, and 16 down, and then we can go over here and hollow it. So now this is a hollow object, so if I add these two together, the cylinder, which is now solid, will have a hole all the way through it, because this one's 20, remember, and this one's 20. So if I highlight both of them with my mouse and then go to this align tool, I can put them all together in the middle, all together in the middle, and see this one, if I put it on top, it's going to, the hole go to the top. If I go to the bottom, the hole will be on the bottom. If I put it in the middle, the hole is going to be in the middle. Then I can go up here to my group button and group it all together. So now it's all grouped together. I can go back here, and if I had a mistake, I can ungroup it. Or I can go back over here and say, oh, let's undo that change, or undo it over here. Either way, and then you got the copy and paste. So I got that, and remember I made it 16. So let's show a little thing you can do with printing. Let's make this 190 degrees. Now let's make this one 30. So now it's just a little bit longer. And so we made that, let's make it 13. And 13. So now this will go in there. It won't touch the sides. So if I printed it, that's basically how it's going to print. But I'd have to have a support. So let me kind of show you what I was thinking. I'm going to put them together here. Select both of them. You can select one or two objects. You have to hit the control button. It's a little hard. Sometimes you get a little frustrated trying to select it, but you can eventually get it selected. So see now, there's space in between. So if I attach objects over on this side and this side, it's going to be, this part will move, So you can highlight like the outside object and go here to the color, and you can change colors of course to like blue, or you can go here and click transparent. Now see how that's kind of shows you more detail. So sometimes you have to do that, and this will help you with your thing. So I'll go back here and I'll go like that. Okay, so sometimes changing the color will help you. So let's say, let's get one like this and add it over here. And let's make sure it's not thing. You could, to make it look nicer, you could make this lower, maybe raise it. It would be like that when it prints. Now the problem here is the printer's got to print that, so sometimes when you bridge your gaps, you got to kind of watch that kind of thing. So just be careful with that. With bridging gaps, sometimes it's too long and it won't print right. But let's try it. So now that's going to print just like this. And this outer thing will turn, and that thing there, but see, it's going to, there's no ends, so it's going to fall out. The middle piece will fall out. So we'd have to put something like thing here, and maybe a thing here. Now it's more of a something like that. Okay, we can highlight it, align it, and let's see, now it's straight, and group it. So now see, it's gonna print, and this part right here with this outer thing will move. Now say you like that shape and you want to use it for another part of your project, go over here and go to your creations and say create shape. Now you give it a name and a description and a tag. You can lock it to the same size to prevent scale, but I leave that always uncheck it, because that way I can mess with it another time. Or cancel. I'm going to do cancel. Now here's a shape I did. Here's a little bit better one I did of the same thing, Same kind of concept. See, now I got like me a little leg right there. I'll delete this one here. Get this one, copy it, paste it. Now I got two of them. Got two little legs or arms, whatever you want to have it. Go back to basic shapes. Put a little box in between. Now this box, you can drag it or put down the measurements you want there and here. Say you want it 10 or 8 or 5, put it to 5. Say you want to print it like that for some reason. You got to go over here. You got to make sure. Oh, see, that's when the ruler comes in handy. To make that print right, you'd have to make sure it's not going to touch these parts right in here, or it's not, this is not going to roll. So you went over here, grouped it. Let's see. It's sometimes this multicolor thing will come up when you add a different color, so you might just uncheck that. It'll become the same color. Now here's the work plane right here. All this is work plane. You got this work plane button, and what that comes in handy is, say I put this cone out here or something, and I decide to push it through and push this like there because I want a little bump there or something. Well, then I got this over here, and it's not going to print like that on the 3D printer. So to clear that area, I could get this thing and say, okay, this is going to be my bottom. So now I'll drag out this box, and I got to make that a little bit bigger. Like I said, if the thing is outside of the work plane, it's not going to print right. Highlight this all. Boink. Now, that other part, it's not down there no more. So go back to your work plane button, stick that there, it's working there. Say you want to add some text to your project on the side, put your name or something. Now you can drag that right there. Move that small where it fit on there. Now see, the height is real tall. So change the text here to high. See, this is at 10. Maybe make it 4. Put your name there on your project. You can also use that arrow key and kind of push it in or push it out, but it's got to be in there so it can print, you know. So then you could highlight this and group it together. That's all going to print like that. So that work plane button is really handy. Your creation's shape library is very good. You get your favorites. You can try all these other different ones. There's a lot of things you can do with Tinkercad. But so say I wanted to print this now for whatever reason. I go to export, STL file, and it downloaded it. So here it is. And I use Creality Slicer. A lot of people use Cura, but I like Creality. It works fine for me. I do print with a raft on the bottom, which means it's going to print like a square underneath the object, or whatever shape your object is. It's like a little raft underneath it, and that makes it help it adhere to the print bed better. It's on fast setting here, or normal setting, high quality. That's determines how much time it's going to take. You can do no adhesive. You can do a brim around it, or do what I do a raft. So let's open our example. So at fast, it's saying it's 1 hour and 46 minutes. Let's put it to high quality and see how long it takes. That's going to take 4 hours and 48 minutes. Now, this is just how easy it is. You just got to play with your prints and save your ideals, and you can use another part in another project and keep on going. And then when I usually say my G code, I say my G code, and I'll put it on my little card that goes in the thing, and I usually make a folder, and so I save it here and example G code, and then say I have a whole bunch of things for toothpaste, a toothpaste, like I have a toothpaste squeezer or something. I put it all under a tooth folder, and so I keep all the things under there. So usually when you go down to your printer, sometimes I've chosen the wrong object when I had them all on the root level. But if you have it in a subfolder, it makes it easier to grab, and you just grab one thing. So, I've learned a lot about this printer. It's fun to mess with. Uh, Once you got the basics down, it's really good. And I was going to show you here. This I looked up AliExpress, and I looked up all metal hot end. I'm just show you some of the prices. $1.72 for something might cost you $10 on Amazon. And the thing here is you got to wait about a month for most of these things to arrive. But for the price, I've gotten some of these things and they work really good. I mean, they're probably the same thing you're seeing on Amazon. It's just that it's from China directly. So think of that next time you're out shopping. No, let me. I got something, but I want to see. Here's an all metal hot end kit, extruder kit for $25. Look at that on Amazon and compare the price. I know, like this one, I've seen them on Amazon for like $10, and here it's $3. Free shipping too. So, what's the difference between the one on Amazon and this one? Nothing, uh, in my opinion. It's all the same. It's made in China, like everything in the world nowadays. So might as well save yourself some money and get it here. There's other sites like this, but I just bring it out to you, new users, that you can save some money. You don't have to kill your pocketbook. And please subscribe to my channel, and please like me. I appreciate that very much. And thank you for listening to me, and thank you for being a subscriber. Thank you.